Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Madam Sushmita Das Gupta. I just saw your presentation. It was really very good. And the takeaway point is the water management, how to do the water management. That is something excellent. And we can definitely work on this. I will take some of the leads from you. And the second is the robotics. Yes, of course, you are right. For coke oven, blast furnaces, hot metal handling, wherever there are dangerous operations, or where we feel that people can meet with an accident, then definitely the robotics are the solutions and we must do it. And if you have some of the foreign collaborators or the foreign suppliers, those who are keen, then kindly pass on the information to us. We will definitely work with them and we will take this forward. So thanks to everybody, those who participated in today's seminar. I'm sure that this webinar must be very fruitful and useful for everyone. And my sincere thanks to Mr. Raju and Mr. Vivek Agarwal, those who participated very well over here. Now coming back on the a brief outlook on steel, as Chandekar ji has asked me, what is the future of this steel in this country? I feel that, future is very bright. 300 million ton we have to produce by 2030. Today we are at only 120 million ton capacity. Nameplate capacity is about 140 million ton. We produced last year 112.8 million ton. We will be producing about 120 million ton next year, or maybe 122 million ton. So there's a net shortfall of 180 million ton in production and 160 million ton in the capacity. So today, if we have to reach to 2030 to 300 million ton, I think the government is little late in initiating this action. I have spoken into various webinars and meetings in last 6 months' time that we need 10 integrated steel plants of 18 million ton or 18 million ton. Why I'm telling? Because today Tata Steel, SAIL, JSW, this size of plants are about 16 to 80 million ton, or we need 18 plants of 10 million ton each in the country, or we need 36 plants of 5 million ton in the country, and it is arithmetic, or we need 60 plant of 3 million ton each to meet out the demand in 2030. If we don't, then it is going to be a big problem for the entire nation, assuming that the steel plants through the brownfield expansion, they'll be growing at 2 to 3% on an average in the country, or maybe 4%. That means each year we'll be adding another 5 million ton. So if that is the case, then in 2025 we'll be importing 40 million ton steel. In 2028 we'll be importing 60 million ton steel. In 2030 we'll be importing 100 million ton steel in this country. So why I'm telling you these figures? Because you asked me question, how is the future of this country as far as the steel is concerned? So in a country where the gap, the delta is from 120 million to 300 million, the gap is about 180 million ton in the true production and 160 million ton the nameplate capacity installation. The future is extremely bright. One. Number two, the country is now, it had been passing through a very difficult time in last 6 months, I would say. But thanks to all of the citizens of this country, those who have arisen to the occasion, and we spent a good amount of money. 1,05,000 crore GST collection was in the month of October, and November, because of Diwali festival season and some of the other activities going in the country, I'm sure we will be touching ever highest GST collection, and that could be something about more than 115,000 crore. That is 1,15,000 crore. So that will be a super duper performance of the country, of the nation. We pray to God that there should not be any war with China or Pakistan, and it is not in the favor of anybody, but of course India has to maintain its dignity and will have to protect its border. So thanks to Prime Minister, who has given who has taken a right step in this direction, and we all are carefree today. We know that our borders are secured and safe, and if the need be, then country is always going to support our our armed forces and government of India. So this is, and the industry is always with the government. There's no issue at all. I'm also thankful to Ministry of Coal, those who have restarted the auction of coal blocks. First time in the history of this country, the privatization of coal blocks has started. So this is going to give a great impetus to the economy, and it is a win-win situation. Coal India cannot handle a 2 billion ton of extraction, which we need very much today. The country must produce 2 billion ton coal every year. Coal India is doing about 800 million ton now. They have a plan to reach to about 1.2 billion ton in 2024. So apart from that, we import about 260 million ton of coal. I'm not talking on blast furnace for the coking coal, but I'm talking of the steam and thermal coal. Is 260 million ton of coal, which is the projection for this current year. And last year we did about 235 million ton of coal. And if you see the calorific value and the total mega cal what we get, so the calorific, and we compare with the domestic coal, then it is not 225 or 250 million, it is equivalent to about 600 million ton of coal when we compare to the Indian highest coal, which is G12, G13, G14 or G15. So this means our demand today in the country is about 1600 million ton coal, that is 1.6 million ton coal, billion ton coal. And in times to come, at the rate of 8 to 10% is the growth. That means we'll be consuming 2 billion ton coal. So it was very difficult for Coal India to produce 2 billion and to service to the entire nation. So the right step taken by Government of India, I'm thankful to them, that the coal mining is now privatized. And every day you are seeing the newspapers, the coal blocks are being auctioned, and many of the beneficiaries or the interested parties, they are investing and they are getting the coal blocks. This will take about 2 to 3 years time. The planning was that by 2024 we must do about 1.6 billion ton, and by 2026 the country's total as a whole must do about 2 billion ton, and then we can meet out the demand of the nation. Otherwise, today also we had shortfall, tomorrow also been shortfall. Similarly, the iron ore, we have more than 21 billion ton of declared reserves in the country, and there are about 10 billion ton additional which country can get a low grade iron ore in different part of the country, which has to be beneficiated later. Now, I was seeing in your on your webinar today, there was some dialogues on beneficiation of iron ore and beneficiation of the other minerals. So this is a good step I think the country has to do. Country has to reach to that particular place. Today we have stock about 70 million ton of fines, low grade fines in the country, and these are ranging somewhere about 48% to 58%. And these there is a dearth of beneficiation units in the country. It is very pity and very shameful that we are exporting all these iron ore to some of the countries like China, and they are beneficiating and they are using it. They do the pelletization, they use it for their sinter plant. And when they can use, why can't we use? This is something very serious. And if they can find out economics in this particular activity, then we can also find out the same activity in our country. But finally, what we have to do to reach to in 2030 to 300 million ton of steel manufacturing, I think all these activities, exercises are to be exercised. The another area is today the sponge iron industry, the standalone sponge iron industry, and the secondary sector is passing through a very turbulent time. Market is very good, market is excellent, I would say. Steel market is doing very well, but unfortunately pig iron is today at a price of 29,000 to 30,000 rupees a ton. Imported scrap is about $320 to $325 a ton, and DRI prices in the local market has gone to 23,000 rupees a ton. So it is very difficult for standalone induction furnace people to manage the show in today's time, because the costs are too much. Of course, the steel prices have also gone up, but in respect of steel versus the raw material prices, the raw material is very dear, very costly. So I think country has to address these issues as to how to reduce the raw material prices, because otherwise ultimately it is going to hamper the buying capacity of the people. Okay, yes, there was a shortage, and all these 40 million ton steel which was coming in the from the secondary sector. Unfortunately, it should have come out 28 million ton by now, by November, but it has come only about 18 million ton. So, sorry, 12 million ton. So the shortage is about 16 million ton. If you see from April to October, so this is net shortage of steel, which is to be produced by induction furnace route or by the secondary steel manufacturers. So that shortage has created a havoc in the country. And I must say that we must try how to resolve these issues, because increasing steel prices is not a solution. Each and every price, whether steel, gold, silver, copper, metals, anything, has to be affordable. So the moment it goes beyond affordable, then there is a problem in the nation, problem in the country. And then we always see that why the doors for the imports are not opened. So I think it's the right time to start all of the secondary sector industry in full swing, and we must meet out so that we can show the positive growth to IMF. IMF used to say we'll be doing -2%, -3%, -4%, but I'm sure with 1,05,000 crore of GST collection last month and 1,15,000 crore projected in this particular month, we will definitely surprise IMF, and we may end up with 2 to 3% of positive GDP growth in this country, which is I'm very bullish for that. Bangladesh has declared that there will be 4.5% to 4.5% positive growth in the same financial year, because they also close on 31st of March. So when they can do without any resources and minerals, I think we can do better. Now, the banking industry has to, the sports steel industry, the outlook was negative till now. I think we are requesting to Madam Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman that please advise to the banks, barring 3 major instances in the country where the banks have lost money, or they have lost money 25% to 30% after the resale. So I think rest of the industry has done pretty well, and everybody is paying on time. There is no issue. So 2 companies, they were sold to already. One is to ArcelorMittal, the other is to Tata Steel. The third company is going to be, I think the decision will be taken very shortly. Some of the downstream industry were also sold, but finally the banks didn't lose the entire kitty. Okay, they lost 50% to 70% or 80%. The recovery is up to 50 to 80%. So this is a good sign. So finally, on the basis of some of the bad instances, they should not consider that Indian steel industry is in the negative outlook. They must try that, yes, they must support the Indian industry so that we can reach to the levels of 300 million ton in 2030. If we don't, then we have already requested Government of India to please allow and to invite the international steel players in the country, because it is very difficult to put 36 plants of 5 million ton. I mean, from where the money will come. So it will be very difficult for entire nation. Then another big issue today is the railways. We have 18,700 trains in this country. Out of that, I think even less than 1,000 trains are running. Balance 17,700 trains are parked somewhere. There must be so many issues, right, from maintenance to air conditioning to gas leakage or battery or whatever. I do not know, but this is what I assume. So when these trains will start, because the trains is a lifeline for the entire nation, unless the trains are restarted, the people, those who migrated to their hometowns or home states, they will not come back. The another issue is today, because in the major cities, the construction, of course, it is going up, but the workers are not available. That is a big shortage. I think now election is over, everything is over, Bihar election is over. Now government must try. This is our request to government. They must try to apply the trains as early as possible. So everything, I think I have answered your question. You asked a small question. I have given a detailed reply, Chandekar Saab. If you have any other question, please ask me, I'll reply. Your voice is not coming. Your voice is not coming.
Yes, sir, you have answered almost everything. So just one question. So 2 months back, government had declared 20 lakh crore stimulus to the economy. So how far it has helped the economy, and do we need another stimulus now? Because in some few countries there, they are talking about the second stimulus. So do we need another stimulus from
I think we should not put pressure on the government to to give stimulus after stimulus. There is no need.
Okay.
Today, if you see the chairman Maruti Udyog, what he told about 15 days back, that we do not need any cut in the GST because the vehicles are being sold. So this is a very positive statement. Mr. Rahul Bajaj was apprehending in the month of June, July, that this will take about 2 years' time to bring the two-wheelers on a full speed. But now everybody is doing very well and they are earning a lot of money. So, so are the trucks business, so is the buses business. Except trains, everything is moving. So if the trains do not move, then the economy will not move. So we are requesting in all forms, through ISA also, through CII also, through FICCI also, and we are requesting to Government of India to restart the trains. And at the moment the train movement will take place, I think most of the country will be safe and safest. The another point is what you are asking, the stimulus. You see, let us try what we can give to the nation. Let us not demand from the nation now.
Okay.
I mean, this is something, you know, which I don't like and I don't support, that we should ask government to give us. Government is already paying a lot of money in terms of giving food to 70 crore people. I think that is enough. And now this all 70 crore people, out of that 10 crore, they can start their working, because 70 crore is including family, children, unemployed, uneducated, old people, young boys and girls, students. But 10 crore at least, they are the earners, they are bread earners. So we must try that all these 10 crore people, they start working. And there should not be any further stimulus. We don't need any stimulus. Yes, maybe some sectors of the business, they need stimulus. Okay, the stimulus can be provided. The services sector, if you see yesterday's report, the services sector has come to February level. So that means the IT sector has come to the level of February level. So where is the stimulus required? So maybe certain sector of the business, they need some stimulus package. Okay, that is fine. But otherwise, there should not be any stimulus.
Okay, because the same sentiment was expressed in the morning discussion also, that we don't need any stimulus, but let government invest in the infrastructure projects. That itself will give stimulus to the steel industry.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So whatever they want to do, they must spend money in the infrastructure. And I'm seeing also, like pipeline projects are restarted where a lot of steel is being consumed. The moment the trains they start, then there will be a great impact on agriculture as well as on industry, because agriculture farms, especially in Haryana, Punjab, Western UP and part of Rajasthan and MP, the workers are not available to work in the agriculture farms. I mean, November, I was talking to some of the people. In November early, they used to go for the wheat and sugarcane crop seeding, and they are delayed because the workers are not available. So the workers must come now, and that's the demand of the day, and we must ply the trains. And I'm sure, let us hope for the best. Each and every government, each and every state government, they already educated their people how to protect yourself from COVID. I was under COVID for last 35 days, and with the grace of God and with the best wishes of all nearer and dearest, I could recover. And but you know, the situation in the medical front, yes, it is now improving. Vaccine will also come. And now we know how to protect ourselves and how to get cured. And I think that great amount of improvement has already come in the entire country. And I'm sure the things will move in the right direction.
Thank you, sir. And we are very happy to see you back in action. And so is the steel industry. The steel industry is also doing fine. It's one of the very few industries which has recovered very fast post-COVID. So we feel that we are also, everybody is hopeful that the same pace will continue and we will fully recover from COVID and, you know, in fact, make a positive stray in 2021. And
we'll be ending up with a +3 or maybe +4% GDP. This is what I'm telling you today. And we can discuss again in the month of April next year. And you know, this is something excellent. The service sector has come to a same level what it used to be in the month of February.
Yes.
So that means the IT sector has also picked up. Automobile has picked up. the plastic industry has picked up. Medical industry is at the boom today. I mean, everybody is doing extremely well in the medical. The only industry which is suffering, that is tourism. So this tourism has to be, this is where you need some packages, okay, stimulus package. And those packages can be given to hotel industry, tourism industry. I mean, these are the areas where the country must see.
Okay. So let us, I think, close at this juncture with a very big hope that the industry will continue the same pace of development and growth, and we will move forward very fast to our goal of 300 million tons by 2031. Thank you very much, Mr. V.R. Sharma, Managing Director of Jindal Iron and Steel, Jindal Steel and Power Limited. And thank you all delegates, speakers and guests and sponsors for their support to this webinar and this 17th Iron and Steel Summit, which happened on 6th of November 2020. I would also thank Radcom and the this Magnet company for their support to this event, and thank you very much. And this we are now closing this session and closing this conference. Thank you.
Thank you.